I've spent years discussing the Backrooms lore here on the Brutally channel. This is the place that is constructed with faulty geometry, the home of dangerous and deadly entities and creatures, liminal spaces that you can explore, dream core worlds. It's got everything. Talking about the Backrooms is what I'm good at, okay? But today in this video, I want to talk about a world between worlds. A place that exists between reality and the Backrooms as we know it. This place is an enigmatic location known as the Middlerooms. The Middlerooms is a lesser known lore system that's canonically wedged between reality and the Backrooms and all that. This place has its own levels, its own entities, its own lore, and it is all extremely uncanny. So in today's video, I want to introduce these Middlerooms to you all and talk about what they are, discuss a couple parts of the lore, and overall just show you what actually exists in that small space between Earth and the complex. So if that sounds cool to you, stick around for the video, leave a like if you enjoy as well, please. Without much more talking, let's get into the Middlerooms and let's see what uncanny hellscape we can uncover. So to begin this video, we need to ask ourselves the question, what is the Middlerooms? Here's what the Middlerooms wiki has to say about it. The Middlerooms act as a partition between two dimensions and are located between the front rooms and the back rooms. Although they are sometimes confused for one another, the Middlerooms and the Backrooms are not the same thing. With many organizations, levels, and entities, both the Backrooms and the front rooms serve as an entry point to the Middlerooms. This can only be accomplished by simultaneously no-clipping in and out of reality, which is an extremely challenging task." End quote. Simply put, the Middlerooms is the place between our universe and the Backrooms lore that I talk about here. It has its own slew of lore, including levels and entities and sub-levels and history and theories. Obviously, it's not as extensive or fleshed out as, say, the Backrooms is, and that's because it has much less research and developments that have been done to it. There still are dozens and dozens of pages documenting these various places though, and if y'all enjoy this video, I might go over more of them. But the real horror of the Middlerooms lies in the fact of how under-documented it is, right? You might be able to learn about the Backrooms from the internet, right? You might watch a Brugly video and know a thing or two about it, but there's been no such research into these middle areas, and it's an entirely new thing. It's unknown, it's foreign, it's not normal. And if you somehow get stranded here, even if you accidentally fall out of reality, you're alone entirely in this uncanny expanse of strange things that we don't know about. For an overarching theme, these Middlerooms are extremely unnatural, uncanny, empty, and labyrinthine in nature. Yes, the Backrooms and all of its levels are those things as well, but here, these places are more so. They represent the most barren of places, and the hollowness of getting lost there. It's almost like these liminal spaces here are carnivorous. They swallow up any life force, and they make you exist alone. The Middlerooms is chocked full of very, very disturbing things. There are disturbing levels in the Backrooms and entities too. I've talked about them all the time, and I will continue to do so, but something about these Middlerooms things, just looking through its wiki, something is off about them. Everything's more distorted, everything's blown out of proportion, and it's just extremely strange to look at. So for this next portion of the video, I want to go over a few pieces of lore regarding the Middlerooms and talk about why it's as strange as I say it is. I'll go over one level, one entity, and one object from the Middlerooms lore, and if y'all like it, I might do more videos. If you don't, I won't. But the level classification system is pretty similar to the Backrooms, simply for research purposes, and the two are connected whether they like it or not. The front rooms, Backrooms, and Middlerooms are all sort of the same conglomeration bundled up together. But to begin, level 0 of the Middlerooms is classified as a class 1 difficulty, and it takes the appearance as follows. Imagine the most monochromatic and metallic laboratory that you can think of, and then imagine that it's spewed out over thousands of miles. That's exactly what level 0 of the Middlerooms is, and it really just expands beyond its bounds in every single way. While the hallways do go out for a long time, they physically are not big. They're actually pretty claustrophobic, and while you're walking through them, you'll notice a few different things. One, you'd probably see things that you might find in a regular lab, like hazmat suits, scalpels, beakers, lab coats, etc. The other is that you'll notice how cold and empty and barren everything is here. The floor of the level is made out of some kind of gray concrete that just feels oppressive. The walls feel like they're closing in slowly and slowly on you, and the deeper you traverse into this lab and the more area you cover, the more it begins to feel like solitary confinement. What I mean by that is level 0 has big open corridors and hallways that go off in many different offshoots and things like that. You're not feeling like you're cramped. But here, this area is confined. It's not bright, it's not colorful, it's aggressively chromatic and aggressively barren. It feels like the level itself is sick, infected with the disease of liminality, and while you're exploring it, it's like you're the last person that gets to see it before it dies. Levels in the middle rooms do not feel good to be in. Obviously, that's the same for the Backrooms levels, but here it's even more so. To exit this chromatic lab, you have to follow tasks that you find on various computers and tablets written here. Whoever writes these tasks, where they come from, why they are so what they are is unknown. They could be mundane, they could be complicated, whatever the case is, you have to follow them and do them in order to be sent out. They're completely randomized and they change based off of who enters the place, and completing them, as far as we know, is the only way to get out of the level. If you do make it out of level 0 though, you're bound to explore more levels, which I will go over in future videos if you would like me to cover more Middlerooms episodes. But through your journey in betwixt those levels, you might encounter entities as well. Things like entity number 2, which have been named Flesh Eyes. Flesh Eyes are hostile creatures that are said to inhabit the much deeper regions of these middle rooms. They take on the visage of a large, bloody, fleshy eyeball with blue irises. The entities themselves behave in a hive mind-like state, and they utilize some sort of psychic connection to attack prey and to hunt them, which is you. When they do find their prey, they exude some kind of toxin in their eye that paralyzes and stuns their victims. After this, they absorb them via their eye socket. Not much is known about how Flesh Eyes work because, quite frankly, not many people have been to the middle rooms. But we do know that they have significantly less organs than humans do, and the majority of other creatures for that matter. But they do seem to have a brain behind the eyeball, as well as stomachs and lungs and bladders and a bowel system. These creatures are just extremely uncanny to witness. Not just the Flesh Eye, but all of the beings that you might run into and encounter in these middle areas. They seem off, they seem devolved, they seem strange. I know I keep saying these things over and over, but just look at these things. They definitely are weird, man. The main thing I want to hit home is just how hollow everything in this universe feels. It's less hopeful than the Backrooms, even if that's not possible, and it's much more isolating. Many of the Backrooms levels are this same feeling as well, but you also get nicer places that you might be able to chill out on, maybe like the pool rooms and stuff, and explore those liminal spaces. Here, these places are not meant to be explored and enjoyed, they're meant to be endured and survived. And all of these objects and entities and levels follow that same pattern in the middle rooms. An example of an object would be number 7, aka the fortune cookies, which essentially are found in random cabinets throughout the middle room's expanses, and eating these fortune cookies will give you whatever fortune is inside of them inside your life. So if it's a bad fortune, you're probably not going to make it out alive. Even the objects here seem to have more malice and more envy inside of them. They carry on this feeling of helplessness and emptiness that everything else does as well. The middle rooms are just a terrifying branch off, like a smaller sibling of the Backrooms lore that you're used to. They add this extra dimension of fear and terror that the Backrooms has all over itself, but here it's concentrated. As I've said a few times in this video, if you want me to cover more middle rooms lore, I'll be glad to do that. Just let me know by leaving a like and commenting. Keep in mind the middle rooms and the back rooms and the front rooms are all part of the same lore space. It's just that this is a much less fleshed out part of the lore. It's been there for a while, just no one's talked about it until now. You just listen to me talk about it for like 10 minutes. But that was a small introduction to the middle rooms, this very weird, off-putting, strange expanse that exists underneath the back rooms and outside of it. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, leave a like on the video. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you so much for everything. Leave a like for other Backrooms levels I should talk about. I'm sure there's some that you have on your mind. If you put a comment down, I'll probably add it to the list. Check out Spoogly, my other channel. Check out my TikTok and my Instagram as well. Thank you all so much for everything. Hopefully you're getting excited for Broogmas. Lots of stuff is coming for that. This is year 5 of doing that, by the way, which is insane to me. And also make sure you have everything ready for next year because so much is coming to the Broogly channel. This has been the biggest year on the Broogly channel so far in the 5 years that I've done it. Let's make year number 6 the best and the biggest, and I have all of you to thank for that. With all that said, I'll see you in the next video on any of my channels. Peace and love. Bye-bye.